Shooting this kid right here behind this thing. There's 2 of them. There's 3 of them? Might get a 3-piece here?
That kid is cracked.
Oh, that was like something from a movie, dog.
Heads up.
Yeah, they're pushing me.
It's the other team with their nades. Oh, yes, I love your nades.
Thank you for your nades. They're all up now.
What?
I don't know what just happened.
That guy's almost dead.
I got him.
Oh my god, how many people are
I got him. I got them all. Oh my god, bro, that was wild.
God.
That was actually something from a movie. It's been quite a long time since I've talked about advanced look controls on this channel, but in today's video, we're going to do exactly that. I'm going to run down a full pros and cons list of my personal experience with advanced look controls and explain exactly why I switched back to normal controls after a short period of time. If you guys are new to the channel and you are interested in tip videos, settings videos, and gameplay videos, then make sure to hit that subscribe button. We are on the road to 20,000. Thank you so much for the recent support lately. And also in the description will be my Twitch link. If you want to go catch me live, then that is the best place to do it. I love chatting with you guys, and it's always a great time. Ask anybody that's ever in the chat. You guys are sure to enjoy it. But without further ado, let's get into this pros and cons list of why you shouldn't be using advanced look controls. Alright, so first off, I want to quickly say I'm not really sure how I'm going to structure this video, whether it's going to be a pro and then a con, all pros and then cons, or a pro, con. I don't really know how it's going to go, so just stick around and I will put whether it's a pro or the con on the screen before I talk about it and while I'm talking about it, or maybe just while I'm talking about it. I don't really know. But we're going to hop into it right now, starting off with the first pro, which has to be the customization in general. Now, if we take a look at the advanced look controls right here, you're going to see a lot more options than on the normal menu. You can only see the look sensitivity ADS, per optic settings, response curve, and look dead zone. And when you enable ALC, advanced look controls, those are all going to be turned off. And we head into the advanced look controls menu, you see a lot more options. We got dead zone, outer threshold, response curve, optic settings, yaw speed, pitch speed, all these options here that you're going to be able to customize and get down to a T. So it's obviously going to make your aim more precise. Now the thing with this is, while there are a lot of options and it looks like a better choice at first, if you can get all these options perfect, then it's definitely going to be the better choice. But there is also more room for error, and that is one of the reasons that I personally stopped using it. Okay, what I mean by there's more room for error is you might not know exactly what dead zone you like on advanced look controls, because it's only a matter of touching your right stick a couple times, moving this little bar up and down a couple times. And the thing that a lot of people don't get right is they will like a certain dead zone, like they'll like no dead zone, or they'll like small dead zone, or they'll like large dead zone, for example, right? And they can't get it down to a perfect T unless it is on none, or unless it's on small, or unless it's on large. And it's hard to replicate it in advanced look controls. No matter what you do, for every setting you'd have to try to replicate your other settings, the ones that you are most comfortable with as a base even. Okay, so let's say that you are running regular controls, right? You're running what? Let's say 5-4, 6-4, 6-3, whatever you're running, it doesn't matter. And you're trying to replicate that over to advanced look controls. That's going to be tough, okay? That is one thing that I did not like about advanced look controls. And like I said, there is more room for error. There is so many options on this page that you can do something wrong on, okay? Compared to where there's only, what? Let's go back. 5 options, okay? 5 options on the regular controls. Let's count up these ones. You got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. 18 options that you can mess something up on compared to 5, okay? Now, if you can get all 18 down to a T like I was talking about earlier, then that's perfectly fine. And if you want to go for that and you want to look up settings all day long, and you want to test your settings all day long, then be my guest. If you can get them absolutely perfect, then use them, because they will work better if you can get them down to a T than the regular controls. It's just a lot less time consuming to use the regular controls, and I find there to be no issues using regular controls. I don't know about you guys. Let me know in the comments right now, are you rocking advanced look controls or are you rocking regular controls? Because I am really curious to see. I know there's going to be a lot of people that are using advanced look controls still. I did actually make a video on this a long time ago. I will link it on the top right now, or put a little, what card is it called, on the top right now. If you guys want to go watch that, I highly recommend it. I did find the best settings that worked for me at the time, but then those over time were just not working out, so I switched back. That is why I am back on regular controls. If anybody is wondering, I am not on advanced look controls anymore. Alright, so far we have one pro and one con. We have more customization for a pro, and then we have more room for error as a con, so that kind of works hand in hand. It's either you get it right or you don't get it right. But another pro right here I'm going to talk about is an increase in the sensitivity possibilities. Okay, we go back to the main movement and aiming on the control settings, and you have obviously the standard 1 through 8 sensitivities for your look and your ADS sensitivities. We head into advanced look controls here. We see a option called yaw speed and an option called pitch speed. Okay, now the yaw speed obviously has more than 8 options on this menu. I don't know exactly how many, but there is a lot of little bumps you can do to this bar to make it very customizable. I mean, let's see right now, okay? We're going to go all the way from the bottom all the way to the top and see how many notches there are. And I'm going to get back to you in 1 second to see how customizable exactly these settings are. Alright everybody, so there is about 50 notches that you can adjust. I think it was 49 or 50. My counting is absolute garbage, but I think there's 49 or 50 options that you can change this yaw speed to, and the pitch speed. So that is going to give you a lot more customization. As we were talking about in the last little pro, that's going to give you a lot more customization, but it's also going to make it more difficult to get right on the sensitivity that you want. But it's, like I said, it goes hand in hand. This is just like kind of like the last pro, where it's going to go hand in hand with the con, and that you can easily mess it up. But if you get it down to a T, it's going to work really well for you. The next pro I want to talk about is the per optic settings. If we head into the per optic settings here and we turn per optic ADS sensitivity on, for example, you have customization options for any one of these, okay? And it goes from 1 to 1.2, so it goes up in 0.2s, okay? All the way up to, let's see what it goes up to. All the way up to 10, okay? So it's going to go all the way up from 1.0 all the way up to 10.0. So there's a lot more customization options than the normal controls that only go up to 1 through 8. So that's pretty similar to the last pro that I just named. But again, you're going to have a lot more options of customization in the per optic ADS sensitivities. Alright, so now I'm going to hit you guys all with the cons at once. I think it's time to share why exactly I stopped using these advanced look controls, and why I don't recommend using them. But I don't hate on you guys for using them. There's nothing wrong with using them. If you're doing good, then be my guest and use them. But I just personally don't use them for these reasons. Number one, the second con would be always tweaking these things, okay? I would find a sensitivity that felt good for me, right, one day, then I get off the game the next day, and you know when you get on the what is it called? Get on the future day, or whatever, the next day, and you hop in the firing range, and everything would feel off. Everything would feel different. It would feel like I've never used the controls in my life. And I'm not talking about after one day either. This was like after a week of me using the settings. Something would like weirdly change every day, and I'd feel weird. Like my ADS sensitivity was off one day, and my yaw speed was off the other day. My left and right sensitivity and my up and down sensitivity was... everything felt weird at one point, and A big mistake that I did make was turning up the ramp time delay and or ramp up time and the ramp up delay. I don't even know what those do, but like, it's just, well, I do know what they do, and I don't know why anybody would use them, because it just feels so, weird. Like, never using ramp up delay in the normal settings and then hopping over to advanced look controls and suddenly turning on ramp up delay, it was just the weirdest thing for me. I don't know why I even had those on. I think I copied someone's settings at first and tried them out, and I just never remembered or knew the reason that my advanced look controls felt so weird. But for a while there, this was before I even turned them off, my ramp up delay was on, and I was like, this feels super weird. So I don't know why I had that on in general. But con number 3 would be the regular setting crossover. Okay, so I normally, in the beginning of the season, I'm not going to share my current settings. You're going to have to wait till season 5 for those. But my settings at the beginning of the season were 6.3, and around this time, I was trying out the advanced look controls right after it to see how good they were, see if I could get them down to a T, and I couldn't replicate the 6.3 over to the advanced look controls for my life. Like I said, there's so many more customization options, but that also brings a lot more options to mess up, and I couldn't get it down to where I had the 6.3 with the no dead zone, or the 6.3 with linear, with small dead zone. I could not figure out either of these. I couldn't get it down to where it felt comfortable with me ever. So it was like, it was probably a 2-week span, and I wasn't liking it, so I switched back, and my aim was instantly better, and I was feeling back to normal. But when I was using these controls, I don't know, nothing was really clicking for me. Con number 4 was how confusing this menu looks if you're a new player, okay? Now, I realize there is things that say it on the side, like if you're on dead zone, for example, size of the inner range in which stick input will not be registered. This is confusing for, like, if you're not the sharpest knife in the freaking drawer, this is gonna be difficult to understand. We head over to outer threshold. It's like I'm in science class, okay? Width of the outer buffer defining the boundary of max stick input. What the hell does that mean? Okay, you go down these, there is not a simple explanation unless you go down to yaw and pitch speed, okay? How quickly the view looks up and down. Thank you, I can understand that. And then we go to extra turning yaw speed, and it's when the stick is at maximum input, how much more quickly the view turns left and right, allows for quicker turnarounds and sacrificing fine control. I mean, I can understand it personally. I'm not a dummy, but if someone's looking at this and they've never touched a controller before, how the hell do you expect them to understand these settings? Okay, I realize somebody you're gonna comment, it's like, oh, we've been playing this game for a while. Like, no shit. I'm talking about the people who have barely played this game at all. Okay, I get so many smart ass comments. Oh my lord, I can't count them all on my fingers and toes alone, okay, per video. But I'm talking about new players, guys. I'm not talking about advanced veterans at the game, alright? But this is just absolutely confusing as hell if you have never touched the game in general. And the last con that I have is that there is so much testing that goes into this when you first turn these controls on, okay? Honest to God, when I first turned these controls on, I probably practiced around and changed settings one by one for like 3 to 4 hours on the first day. What a waste of time, in my opinion. Okay, honestly, in my experience, it's a waste of time. In your experience, might not be a waste of time. Might have saved your aim, might get you those 20 bombs, might get you that 4K damage. In my opinion, not worth the time at all, okay? Those are all reasons that I stopped using advanced look controls, but if you guys want to take the time, if you want to take the time to test these out, if you want to take the time to customize all of these and get them down to a T and get them to where you never have to tweak them somehow, then be my guest and do it. But in my opinion, it's a lot freaking easier to go back to classic or linear response curve and use those settings, because Those are the settings I enjoy. Those are the settings that I get the most kills with, and I do perfectly fine with them. So I have no need to be customizing all these controls. I hope you guys enjoyed this little pros and cons list of why you shouldn't be using advanced look controls. Take all my information with a grain of salt, and this is my personal experience. If you guys want to test it out, then be my guest. Let me know how it goes. If you're dropping 25 kills a game, 20 kills a game, and you're going to comment, these settings work perfect for me, then absolutely keep using them. I was just explaining my personal experience in this video. So that's about it. That's going to wrap it up. I hope you guys did enjoy, like I said. Make sure to comment, like, and subscribe as always. It's been Sweat. I will catch you in tomorrow's video. Peace out. I hope you have a wonderful day.